Has anyone checked if Biden can recite all his ABCs? Uh, my dude, I just watched like the end of a Trump rally and Donald Trump went on a long tangent about the NFL and how he's like actually tougher than the people in the NFL and like I don't think you can watch that man talk and think he's intelligent if you are being honest with yourself. Like, here, we can look at this clip together actually. Um Posted it a little while ago. Where is it? Here we go. What the hell? I didn't click that button right. There we go. All right. Bloop. All right.
Yeah, they will. That will be so boring. The biggest loser will be the fake news media. They will. That will be so boring. You know, their ratings are through the roof. Everything's through the roof. The NFL is doing very badly. You know why? Everyone's watching politics because they find politics to be much rougher than the NFL. It's much dirtier and more disgusting, and they don't change. You know, the NFL, they change the rules. They make everything like coming back. You can't touch anybody. Somebody tackles too hard. They say 15-yard penalty and you're out of the game and you're out for the season. You know, in the old days, right? It was a little different, but it's still tough. But this is much tougher. And people see it. But you have to see the ratings. That's why the ratings are bad for a lot of the sports. Nobody ever thought of this, but I thought of it. A couple of people wrote it. The ratings are bad because so many people are watching this. It's tougher. It's true. But they're going to be calling for us. Please, please run again. We think we're going to endorse you. I got endorsed by the Pittsburgh, right? Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. I got a...
Guys, you're telling me you can watch this and think that's a smart and talented man? Are you telling me that you can honestly watch that clip of him talking about football ratings and think that he's a smart and intelligent man? Like, yeah, like we can laugh all day about how Joe Biden has a stuttering problem and he's like an 80 like 77-year-old man. You realize like Joe Biden can still like talk about like complicated tax policy, right? Like he's responded to people at town halls with like detailed analyses of his tax policies. This man just like rambled through a thing that had nothing to do with the like politics at all. He was just talking about NFL ratings. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about NFL ratings? Like it's not like he's playing some 4D chess here, guys. Um it's wild. Like and I'm not even saying like Joe Biden is like 100% in his noodle because like I think it's pretty clear you can watch like older footage of him where he's much more coherent. But the idea that like Joe Biden is more like mentally gone is I think absolutely ridiculous when you can watch stuff like this and you're just like that made absolutely no sense. There was no reason to do all of this conversation. Um, well, I mean, IPA. I for one, I'm excited to be black. You know, I voted for Biden. I imagine tomorrow or maybe when he gets into office, I will become black. It'll be a great talking point at parties. You know. Um, so uh, yeah, if you want to, by the way, if you want to say game like the gamer word, you get a one-time pass for voting for Joe Biden. It's true. It's true. I didn't make the rules. Um, Biden is very uncharismatic, and a lot of what he was saying is people was saying just him shooting himself in the foot. Yeah, I mean, I've also watched like a lot of his town halls, and he's come across as like pretty coherent on policy. Yeah. Um, let's see. I voted for third party. Yeah, I mean that doesn't surprise me. The B-mans. Um, Let's see. Honestly, I think you just heard what you wanted to. He's comparing politics to football. I think you missed the entire point of what he said. Well, yeah, I get like what he was actually saying, but it had nothing to do with what he was talking about prior. He just started talking about football ratings and how the media really wanted him would really want him to run again because then they'd have good ratings or something. It's I literally understand the words coming out of his mouth. It's just that they have no coherence to anything that's actually relevant at the given point in time. Um, the B-Mans, I would be super in favor of a three-party system if we could actually have three parties in this country. Um, see if it. Let's take a look at this.
Campaign. We caught them trying to take out a duly elected president of the United States. That's treason. That's treason. We caught them. And someday maybe something's going to be done about it too, you know? Maybe. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. They can't. We don't want to do anything.
Well, yeah, IPA, we talked about it last night. Like, progressives are large enough to split off from the neolibs, but not large enough to make that split in a way where we have an actual shot of winning the election. Because, like, then you have, like, the Republican Party hasn't split up. Then they're just much larger and basically unbeatable. So there's no way to win on any of your policy positions. It's just capitulating to the Republicans on the hope that by splitting off from the Democratic Party, you have enough people, and it's just not great. If we had a ranked choice voting system, I would say 100%. We have multiple valid parties. Oh, bad Pingu. Trump 2020. Not at all. Trump is a fascist.
Election. Well, what about me? They did it. They did it to me before they spied on my campaign before the election. We shouldn't do anything prior to the election. And you know who we caught? Barack Hussein Obama and Sleepy Joe Biden. They were a part of it. We ought to get these reports out. They should get them out before the election, as far as I'm concerned. They should get them out right before the election. Should have gotten them out a long time ago. We have information you wouldn't even believe. And I don't even get involved. I always said I'm going to stay uninvolved. Very hard for me to do, I'll tell you. No, it is, because, you know, I didn't have to do that. I thought it'd be the right thing. And yet they did the Mueller report, right? The phony Mueller report. 18 angry Democrats, smart. 18 angry, vicious. Many of them worked for Hillary Clinton. The campaign.
Hell yeah, IPA. Bug him about ranked choice voting until you go blue in the face, please. I think ranked choice voting would make our system much better. And I think it would. I think it would actually make like these attempts by independents actually worthwhile and not just like a colossal waste of effort. The Green Party has a lot of internal problems, to say the least. But also, just as like a side note here in this clip that we just watched, you just saw the president of the United States calling his political opponent guilty of treason and saying someone should do something about it, and as well as in like pointing at the former president of the United States, which I don't know about you, but it's a pretty fascist thing to say. Pretty fascist thing to do as president of the United States. So I don't know. I feel like just watching a lot of these things gives you a pretty good idea of where he's at. Let's see. Do, 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 do.